I mean, I could look a little cuter. It looks so spooky.
I gotta look at no, you look cute. You look good. And I'm proud of you too for wearing that bra.
Oh yeah, the bra.
I'm proud of you.
That was my bra.
Was that an actual bra?
No, it was like a bra top with like sleeves.
Oh, it was. So that wasn't an actual bra?
No, I mean it looks like it's basically a bra with like some sleeves on it.
Oh,
Everything
I
that
didn't know.
Natalie was wearing was meant for me, but it looked
Yeah,
better on her.
I shopped in his wardrobe.
I didn't know. I thought that that was a bra, and then it was you wore the things over top of it. Because there was an episode where I was wearing a bra as a top, but my things kept falling out, and so I had to, like, tape my jacket onto my
Gotcha.
and I
They
don't
made
know.
me wear that jacket because they were like, "You're too naked," and I was like, "This jacket is like grandma status jacket. I won't wear it."
See, and that's what's crazy too, is there were times where I was like, I don't know why I felt this way because I dress how I wanna dress, I always have,
Me
but
too.
I remember for some strange reason on the show, I felt so uncomfortable, like, having my things out in front of, like, Survivor people. Isn't that
Oh, really? Even though on Survivor we were naked the whole time?
well, I was always covered, I feel like, a lot of
Yeah,
the
I
time,
think
right?
Caroline had clothes always on Survivor.
I mean,
'Cause
I
there
never wore underwear, but I'm not like fancy around in undies like some of these chicks, but I always was in a sports bra. Like I don't have tits, so it doesn't really matter, you know. If I had big boob if I had big boobs, I would still be rocking whatever.
obviously nipples can't be on TV, but
Yeah.
I'm saying like the public or people like where it's like big when you have big popping
Yes.
boobs, it's just more like cover up versus I feel like if your cleavage isn't popping out, it's
Yeah.
not as offensive.
It's
But
not
I
as
I had to
it's
cover
not
up.
as racy, obviously, but they couldn't find places to put the mic because the way my bra was,
Yes.
they were like, "Where are we supposed to put the mic, the mic, honey?"
But yeah, I liked you. I'm glad that you're dressing how you want, and I'm glad that you're like just busting out when you want to. So
How you doing, Caroline? Look who's here with us.
Hi, I was bamboozled. I did not know we would be recording, but Jam Jam said to come on and say hi, but I'm excited to see y'all.
Oh, I love
yay!
you. I'm so excited
Well,
because I'm gonna see you this week in New York.
I know, I'm excited. This is so different for us. It's gonna be me versus you, honey, because we're the fire breathers.
ugh,
Yes.
Clearly spices in my blood, but
good
Hmm.
luck.
who is he? So
I marry a Mexican, so I know I can handle spice.
Y'all have a bunch of people who don't shut the fuck up, but also
yeah.
I feel like a lot of them are voted out now too. So
Anyway. But
Well,
yeah, Justin, I'll see you this week. I told Monet already, like we gotta do like a workout in the hotel room together. So that'll be cute.
I haven't
Natalie,
exercised since I came back from Scotland.
Yeah, I told you, honey. Just let me know get a barbell or tell me where you go to the gym and I can send you programming. But
Oh my God, I don't want to go to the gym, Natalie.
I
I'm
told you
starting
just
a
buy some dumbbells at home and then you can
I
train at
told you I was gonna buy a Peloton, and you told me not to.
Peloton barbell
what
instead.
about Pilates?
Yeah, Pilates
Ew,
is good
I'm
I
for like
starting a
hate it.
Pilates
So
plan.
boring.
it's good for like stability, but it's not gonna get you jacked or strong.
I want whatever I can inject and get jacked. What's the name of
What
that?
No, you
I thought
can't inject anything to get jacked. You can inject and get like lose body fat, but you can't get fit with anything but doing the hard work that gets you fit and
no, but
strong.
Natalie, what about Pilates for toning to tone your body?
Toning is like an inaccurate word. There's no toning. There's building muscle and there's losing fat. So if you want to build muscle, you need more than just resistance bands. It's a great place to start if you've never trained. Obviously, I love Pilates for stability, for like control and everything, but I would love to see a barbell on your back and you lifting some weights.
I only have a 10-pounder.
The 10-pound dumbbells.
Yeah.
Do you use them or you use them for holding the door?
I I don't want to talk about it anymore. Now I'm really depressed. What a joke. I was gonna start this Pilates plan,
No,
whatever.
I
No,
like the
do
Pilates.
it.
You just have to add some weight training, strength training, because especially as women, like I don't want to go on a tangent, but as we get
Sure.
older, we lose muscle mass and we can get osteoporosis. Pilates is not going to defend
Yeah.
you from either of those or get your heart rate up to the point where you're getting your heart stronger.
But yes, I don't have any freaking tone. Look it, it's just like
You don't need muscle. Yeah, muscle.
I have no and it looks like shit. Like I'm not
This is
strong.
bullshit. Natalie, log out already.
I'm fucking sick of it.
I can do that with my pecs too.
I'm
Oh,
weak as shit. Okay,
Vent.
I'm not saying to only hang out with people for the plot, but, like,
But I wish Natalie could have stayed longer, but we basically made her come in and she wasn't ready, but it's okay. Next time.
next time. So, yeah, I thought she was staying. Do you so welcome back, everyone. I'm still looking for the theme song. We did have somebody say that they were gonna send me one.
I know.
What
We need drums. We need something, a marching, something fun. I don't know. Something that kicking and screaming.
what happened? I thought someone was like, "I'm gonna send it," and I checked my junk mail, I don't see anything. A lot happened in those 2 episodes, am I right?
It's a lot. It's like when people were talking to me about like this season, I was like, this is not gonna be the season that people of traders are used to. This is gonna be like kind of like angrish, and specifically these 2 episodes, like because the feeling in the castle and the game and everything just got a little bit. It felt. I mean, maybe it's because I was on it, but it felt more intense and personal. At least those 2 roundtables with episode 4 and episode 5. More, yeah, it was not just game.
Which I feel like honestly too, there was some of that on our season as well, and I felt like personally, season 2 was so, like, jolly and fun and
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? And then I feel like then with season 3, it was like, "Geez, this is like, when are people gonna laugh more?" And y we have the moments, but then I agree, this season started out, like, so, "Woo!" And everyone's seemed to
Yeah.
be getting along other than Michael, and
Yeah.
it was going really well, everyone seemed really happy, and then it just took this dark, dark turn, and I did not know while watching, I didn't know because I'm depressed right now just because of the state of our world, and so I
Yeah,
was,
that's
like,
sad. Yeah.
really looking forward to watching The Traitors because it, like, is just a good
An
show.
escape. Hmm.
Yeah, and then I was like, "Maybe it's me and it's just I'm so depressed from everything right now."
Hmm.
Or after the episodes, I was like, "Oh, I'm sad."
Yeah, because it's heavy. It got heavy, especially if you watch. I mean, on top of the murders, I think the banishments took a lot of toll in our emotion. Like you see, like how we are after each of the banishments. It's like we're not celebrating and we're like just hugging each other. And we can go
Yep,
more into specifics of what I'm talking about, but I think the editing did a good job of getting all those hours into like 2 little episodes. We get back to the breakfast. Of course, I'm wearing that fabulous fur sleeve jacket. Do you love it?
I loved it. Cream made it.
Oh, was
Loved it.
I think that I was gonna wear that was gonna be my premiere outfit or the one that I wore, but I think the one that I wore like coming into war felt more like iconic for like the promo.
Agreed. I think that this was a great outfit, duh. Absolutely.
So we go into this breakfast and we don't know who this gonna be killed, and we find out it's Caroline Stanberry, my other Caroline. Oh, baby. I was so sad. I actually cried when I say goodbye to her on the cages. We say goodbye to each other. I went into her cage and I was like, I think it's gonna be you. And I cried.
Why'd you think
Yeah.
her? 'Cause she was like
Because the way they were showing, like it was like after the chariot when I take Mora out, because I honestly thought Mora was a traitor. um it was Colton, Caroline, and I on the chariots that were safe, and that's why I didn't took Colton and Carol and I, because I was working with Caroline, Colton, Monet, Natalie, and Steven. So Mora was not part of my little group. So the 3 of us from the other breakfast that we came after the chariot that Rob Cesternino gets murdered,
mhm,
we started more to work together in terms of strategy, right? And Caroline was more outspoken. I mean, Colton was talking to everyone about everything, but
mhm.
Caroline was more direct, and Caroline was way more convincing to people, like gathering the troops. Because I mean, she's awesome and she's likable and she's cool and she's like amazing. So when she was talking, I mean, the way she talked, maybe it's the British accent, I don't know,
Well, there's
but
just people that people respect certain people more, like, again,
exactly.
and
So
yes, it's delivery and everything too, yes.
So when the people that were left in the cages, I saw who it was. I was like, "There, it's gonna be Caroline. That's the one that's gonna be murdered because she's been too like convincing and very like focused and all that stuff." And it ended up being her. I mean, when that Lisa gets her little hood off, and she goes like, "Bye, bitch." That's crazy. Oh my god.
I didn't oh, and I get it, like, I'm sound like a hypocrite because it's like the gamers like, "Why don't we stick together?" And I literally
We
didn't stick with
were,
them.
but we were not there for a long time.
No, well, yeah, but y'all, like, turned on each other for the most
I
part.
didn't.
What well, I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying. I didn't wanna stick with a lot of the gamers either. I'm just saying, I was like, "The
I did.
housewives!" I always thought there was this, like, pact of the housewives. I did, and so it kinda broke my heart, but at the same time, it was smart. It was smart of them, but I don't think she needed to be like the BravoCon, but then after watching it the second time, honestly, it just makes me think, like, when we did the murderer face to face, like, you say it's kinda like you say those, like
Yeah, little things.
Yes, and so but it does come off sometimes as so, like but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like out of the phrases that were said in the face-to-face murder, I think Ron phrases were really fun. Like,
The when
"Show
they were
your faces!" And then when the traitors talk back, I mean, like, more iconic phrases is, like, definitely Lisa. Whatever she was saying was, like, super, like, "Here's my one-liner that I know is gonna be shown. Bye,
yeah,
bitch. Bye to Dubai."
but yeah. Oh gosh, I just remember I was so uncomfortable for that, like, I was like, because I wanted to be like,
I always told people in, when people ask me about you on Traitors, I was like, a lot of that was shown was, like, that crazy Caroline, noisy, misleading, I don't know what's going on, like, your persona, like, your happy persona, but the one Caroline that I'm always afraid of is the one that is really quiet, and then when you had your face to face with, was it Chriselle that you murder there? You were like, "Nobody's saying your name, and that's why we need to murder you."
"Girl, I did not
And
wanna."
that the way you talk, I was like, "That's the Caroline I'm afraid of. That's the
Oh,
smart Caroline."
well, I'm smart, I just have a weird
I
personality,
know
but also
you are, but
at
that's not
this
always what they show.
I was honestly, I was kinda depressed at that point. I just don't like being called a persona because I feel like I genuinely am the same, like, person when you know what I mean?
You have different ways about you. And the
Yes.
one that people are always, "Oh, it cannot be her. She doesn't know what's going on," is the crazy one, the one that is very outspoken. And when you want to like drive a point, you become really quiet and you're very smart about it because you're smart always. But I'm just saying, like, I know you because I did it on Survivor with you. I would hear you screaming at people and being like loud and being yourself and being outgoing and being outspoken. But I would also have my one on one conversation with you where you were really quiet.
Yes, but it's not sometimes I can't, like, turn off like, sometimes it's just, like, I'm not thinking and it's just a natural do you know what I mean? Where I'm
Hmm.
not where it's not easy for me to, even that night I was screaming at you guys on Survivor, it's not easy for me to just turn that off right away. I couldn't get out of that mode, but I collect myself, I collect my thoughts, and then go to bed, I wake up, and I can, like, think more clearly. So, I know what you're saying, though.
But I don't think any of them is bad. So I'm sorry if me calling you persona, but I meant it as a like your different sides. Like you are
No,
like,
yes, not a one-dimensional human. I guess I just took it as, like, not, like, a character as far as, like, where I go and I'm thinking
but
of what
but we are a little bit.
anyway, girl, do you
I mean,
recognize
we
this cat?
that's the Claire's cat from her
Yeah,
shirt on Survivor.
why is this cat everywhere? Is this, like, the
'Cause
poster
it's
cat
super
for
cute.
why is this cat everywhere?
I don't know. It's
It
a cute
must be
little.
like a, stock photo of a cat. Okay. So,
So they
um,
keep Caroline. We go back to breakfast, and the reaction is like we're going to see like what they did to you in that face-to-face murder. Like we're trying to catch the traitor to see if that person is saying anything wrong.
so was that Monet? It was Monet who came up with that verse, is that right?
I think Monet and I were doing a lot of the questions, and they keep cutting back to me in the episode of me asking the questions with
No, no,
Monet.
no. Monet wasn't it Monet who first said, like, "We should question them," or something?
Yeah,
And y'all probably
everybody
found that,
agreed.
like, from last
Everybody,
season.
yeah.
Yeah.
But we learned
So
from your season.
yes, yes. And so everyone's questioning, which is smart because it's like, hello, there could be a traitor who was up, and what sucks about that is as a trader, you're not there tied to a tree. You're not, and oh my gosh, I
Yeah.
freaked out. So I think she did a good job, and because again, we're not there, but we're just kinda told the information. You better brain hope that your brain remembers it and remembers it correctly, because we don't have pictures. We're not seeing, like, what Alan wore or with this axe. We don't know. We're just told briefly. So, she did a good job, and again, it's kinda like that's her personality anyway, like Candace
Mhm.
said, to be extra,
She's
so she
dramatic.
it made sense. So, she did pass that. These housewives are gonna win. I feel like they're doing really well. So, the Candace thing too made sense. They needed to, get out, like, do I like it? No, but they needed to have a housewife to what, take the heat off of them. So, or not heat up,
Mhm.
there is no heat on them, but to make it
Yeah,
look like it's not a
to
housewife.
confuse people. Yeah, to confuse people, of
Yes.
course.
So they're
So
doing great.
the other thing
So,
that happened on the breakfast is like we're talking about this salmon thing. Do you hear? Like we're all complaining about there's not enough salmon. Did it happen on your season?
girl, you think I was eating salmon?
We were so freaking hungry.
Yeah, I'm
Because
just gonna
we wake up very early and we're waiting for the breakfast. And by the time there, I thought after watching the episodes, I was like, I should have stuff in my bedroom and I should have been eating before I get to the breakfast.
You shoulda called me maybe before you left, because I'm not trying to be rude, it's
I
done.
was so hungry. I was not even talking in the breakfast with people.
I literally I would order food, Jam, and I would have food in my room
Yeah.
always. I would have food in my fridge, and I would order things from the menu, and I wouldn't just order 1, I would order 2, or I'd order snacks, or I'd be like, "This is what I would like," and I would have a supply of food in my fridge.
I was so fucking hungry that I wasn't even playing. I was like, where's the food?
That and I was too nervous anyway to, like, be, like, looking at, and I always looked at that food as so I'm not eating a pickle for breakfast and salmon. All those pickles, like, I remember, like, you know what I'm like, "Why am I eating a pickle?" It was weird. So, or a croissant, some big ass croissant.
The cinnamon
Hell,
rolls were good. The croissants. I
I
never
didn't
seen
eat
so many hard-boiled eggs in my life, though.
I
That's
never
like,
ate anything. I never ate anything. I would fill my plate with, like, the most random crap and pretend I was eating anyway, and then be, like, so nervous. So, then they start talking crap about you. Blah, blah, or Tiffany is like, "Because you said ceremony. Only a traitor
this
would know."
girl, I didn't even know she was coming to me that hard. So whatever.
But
Um,
yeah, but
People say like, why gamers are not like everybody asked me, and you just did. Why gamers are not working together? Well, girl, I was working with them. I didn't know everybody thought I was the traitor. I had an idea because I was like, maybe they think it's me. But they were the ones that not working with me. Ian didn't work with me. Rob Cesternito choose not to work with me. Tiffany choose not to work with me. So it's not Jam Jam saying I don't want to work with the gamers. The gamers didn't want to work with Jam Jam
why do you think they didn't wanna work with Jam?
because all of them knew they were not traitors. So they were like, if it's not us, it's probably him.
Do you think it had anything to do with any, like, do you do I'm just being real, like, for me,
Mhm.
I'll
I
be
think it's
honest,
your fault.
I threw Tony under the bus nonstop. It was
I
hard
did
for me.
not throw people under the bus. I was having
I personally did.
conversations.
So I am just saying that, like Tony, I was like, "He's a traitor." You know what I'm saying? And so, like, yeah, but I was a traitor and it's different and blah, blah, blah. But do you think that, like, but I always wanted to give off the impression that, yes, I played Survivor, but I ain't like them, which I'm not.
Because for
But
you, not being a winner was easier to do.
so I all I'm saying for you, like, even when it comes to Rob or, well, Tiffany, I don't know what your relationship was like, but it's like it's that makes sense to me. Like, you may do that and it may, like, hurt people's feelings, but it's like I did that with Survivor people where I was like, they're blah 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 blah, or they are really good. So, do you think that maybe it just came off obviously to Rob that, like, you didn't want to work with them?
They had in their head the idea that some gamer was in the turret and they somehow agree it was me.
Rob thought you were a traitor at that point?
He said it in his little thing when he reads the names of
Oh,
who the traitor are. It was like, I thought Jam Jam murdered me. So excited to see him. I was so excited to see Ian. I was so excited to see Tiffany. Like if you ask Natalie, Natalie and I were working together because these people like I feel here's the thing. I feel like I didn't have to have all the conversations 100% of the time, 24/7, because there's so many rooms there. So I didn't get the thing that I was not working with the gamers. They decided not to work with me and they decided to go against me. Like obviously Ian and Rob didn't have a chance, but Tiffany had a chance to go with me, and that's what happens on the episode. Like she put my name out there, but my little group is like, we're already coming for you. Um, of course, they like Colton is the one saying in the confessionals like he wants to go for Tiffany, but they trusted me, the people that voted with me, and the people that voted with Tiffany, which was like almost nobody, didn't trust her. You know what I'm saying? Did I
Well,
understand?
she had Candace. I think Candace didn't want her to go.
Because of personal reasons, not because she was a traitor. Because Candice is the traitor. You know?
Yeah, but still, like, you want a trader to like you and want you to stay. So at least, like, there she had like, I feel like she had people. She had Michael. She had you know what I'm saying? It did come out of the blue, like, for Tiffany to go, and I know, like, she was coming for you, but I didn't want her to
The
go right
way I knew it happened was like that day that I'm wearing a furry sleep jacket was like an amazing outdoors day. It was the first day that was not super cold. We were able to go outside without
Yep.
freezing our ass. And because Michael and I had so many fights, like I was going into making amends with people because I didn't want to have to like have the angry jam in the castle. And everybody, Tiffany started going group by group saying like, I think Michael is a traitor, Jam is a traitor, and Ron. And she threw my name so hard out there that the people that trust me and believe me were like, no, 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 wait, girl, we're not taking
And I
Jam
guess I'm
out.
just shocked that she didn't try to love you the way that, she tried to love, Michael with the traitor angelness. So I'm just wondering, like,
I have
what
no idea what flipped.
but I
I
do
think I had a conversation with her when we're having lunch, and I said to her, "Oh my god, it's so cool to be here with you because what you guys did on Big Brother with the cookout, it's amazing. Maybe we can do something similar and we can do the cookout 2.0 and I can be your big D." And I saw how her face flipped, and then 30 minutes later I start hearing that she's saying we should banish me.
maybe she didn't want you to be the big D.
Well, I didn't do anything bad. Like I really the only time I start talking about her or to her is when I am in that round table, and they
And
show very little.
and so this is what I said, and we don't need to talk about this if you don't want to, but, like, with the Rob thing, I don't think it's so much as him even saying, like, it's his fault that he went home or any of that. To me,
Mhm,
it was more so like and I think of, like, Tony. Tony was really, like, hurt and pissed off when he left, and he was like,
mhm,
what did he say? "You're a traitor," or not a traitor, what did he say? You what did a sellout. He called Boston Rob a sellout. And I remember Tony being really just pissed off too after the game and just saying that, like, he thought that the gamers would stay together. With Rob, I don't think he's so much as, like, he was blaming you for, like, it's you're the reason. I think a lot of that too was you know when you go in the castle, and for me, I don't think before I speak sometimes, and I just get excited, and it's like we do think that um, Rob Cesternino is a great player who's such a strategist, and it's easy to like naturally say that stuff and not even be thinking. For example, even when he came down to breakfast and he interpreted that as you not being with him, when you were just, in my opinion, genuinely reacting to being shocked that he was still there and being like, "Oh, wow." And didn't they mention like, "Why are you shocked that he's still there?" And you're like, "Because you stopped talking yesterday and and I was genuinely scared that you were going to be murdered." You know what I mean? And then you see Rob go to his confessional and say, I'm getting the feeling that he's not working with me and he's throwing me on the, or whatever he said in the
well,
confession. So
here's
sometimes
the thing, and I love where
people,
you're going, and he's saying that I just put a bigger target on him. I get why he would feel like that because I did said stuff. I said it about everybody. Uh,
I think it's just being accepting that people have the right to feel and have a perspective of their
well, I think he
experience.
has the platform that is so amazing that he deserves because he is so good at analyzing strategic games. I just said what I said because I felt like he could have said something else about how he felt about me in the castle and not just say that I was like putting a target on him. Because when people hear that, that's what I got on my DMs, you know? So I was like, why are you putting that I said that? And now people are like writing to me that it's my fault.
And again,
But
when you just reading his interview and stuff, I took it as, yes, that you didn't, like, go out, like, out of your way in a sense to, like, be like this ally, and yeah, I would feel like, "Okay, you don't have my back as far as if you're saying how great I am," but I also know, like, for myself, I'm gonna naturally say things like, "You're so" like, I remember saying that to Carson on Survivor. I remember, like, being in front of people and being like, "Wow, you're really good. You're gonna" and
Yeah.
he's like, "Shut up, don't" sometimes I wasn't even thinking. I would just be like, "Wow, you really are like, woo," I would just say it because 'cause I'm
But
ADHD.
I would do it with everyone, and I know people knew who he was, and there will be the day that people get it, that people that went to the castle knew who he was already. Because when
Oh,
I
you s
called the call to go to the castle, I went to YouTube and I Google Trader podcast, and the first 30 podcasts were with him. So I'm
so
sure I'm not the only player that did that.
and so maybe just coming from a Survivor person, just like when Tony was like, "You're a sellout, bro," it's like this,
But I'm not
I
a sellout.
no, I'm
I
not comparing
know.
you.
Don't compare me
So
to Tony or whatever he said.
no, I'm a sellout. Okay. So then we have so there's some drama. I don't think again, people know like there's I think sometimes it's just like understanding that
I
people
mean,
have to
he got hit because everybody know that Rob has a podcast is where you go for strategy talk. Everybody knew that. I mean, not 100% of the people, but like 80% of the people. And I got hit because people that went to see Trader season 4 saw Caroline being a traitor on season 3. I was like, if he's here, it's because they're gonna do the same with him. So everybody got some baggage.
well, and you're a winner, girl.
Whatever.
I didn't have shit. I was just coming in there a big fart. Okay. So like it's easy to be like, "Oh." So we have what's this mission? Is this the one where you're splishing and splashing? That was my favorite part of the episode, right?
No, this
Where
was the wait, yes, was it?
yes. Yeah.
No, this is the angels with the blood, but we also had another challenge, which was what? Which one?
God, I'm so so this okay, so we go to breakfast, then y'all are talking crap.
Oh no, we now have the spears with the fire first.
So Colton's or blah blah blah. Tiffany is all like going for you, and these other, and then y'all go. Which those beautiful days out there are so nice. Am I right? Because you don't get a lot of them, and it's the weather actually is kind of terrifying. Not terrifying, but it's
Yeah,
cold. Um,
yeah,
so having those nice days out there where you get to like play all those games that you really
yeah,
aren't playing, but you're doing it for like just the plot. Okay,
yeah,
so which is so. I remember being so excited to like be on
yeah.
and play whatever.
With the little badminton, whatever that little arrow thing is, the feather
And
thing.
and
I
you're
never
li
touched that shit.
we me and Gabby played that with whoever, and I remember, "Girls rule," and it was super
Yeah.
fun. So y'all go to this, mission. Oh, this is when were you splishing and splashing in
No,
that
that was the second. That was episode 5. Because on episode
oh,
4 we had the
we're
monsters with the spears, and we have to scream the names.
yes, so you're screaming, which
So I'm in the team with like the randomest group of people, which is like Ron, Tiffany, Johnny Weir, and me.
why? Why weren't you with Natalie? Why?
'Cause
Why you never
I was in the end when they put us in the line. I was in the end, and then everybody paired up, and I ended up with them. And since I had like a little feeling about Ron, I was like, I'm gonna be in this little group to see what he's doing. But here's the thing.
were you just
Now I
doing
get it. Tiffany was also in the group because she probably wanted to see me and Ron.
so, girl, are y'all serious about Ron?
Well, at that point, we felt like he did a lot at the round table, and because he
I
was
can't.
so quiet that he would turn it on in the round table. That's why people thought. But I got really good along with Ron. Like we would have like nice chats. We would have like good conversation about his family, my family. Like you know how Donna said like she felt out of her element a little bit. I feel like Ron the same, and these people
Why do you think
are
it
because these people have like a little click and it's so hard, but I'm used to talking to a lot of different people. Maybe that's why I did not feel as he did always, but I do get why he was feeling like that about the group because people would literally see him sitting alone in the little library and not go sit next to him.
dun 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 dun, and I've discussed this, but I don't know which one I'm releasing first, and it pisses me off. And the way I see it is this guy came out, if you think of episodes 1, 2, and 3, he was happy, he was
Mhm.
laughing, he was talking about
Yeah.
pooping, he was fun,
Yeah, it
and
was
he
fun.
was so let's really just break this down with our logical brains.
Mhm.
Okay, when you're first getting to the game, you're trying to figure out who you're with and who you're not with. He's coming in essentially alone, but kind of with Donna, or he knew Donna previously a little bit or whatever, but she's
Mhm.
gone now. It's you're trying to figure out who's with you or not. You're not gonna be, like, sharing all of your evidence and all of your stuff outright right away, not until you have your people. Nobody does that. You might give vague information or be like, "Hey, this is," but with this situation, with the Porsche stuff, it's like, he easily could have been like, "Hey, this is what I heard," or, "This is what I
Yeah, the
saw,"
way
but
wait
but he didn't
simmer a little bit.
but he didn't trust people enough. And again, we're not all masters of this game. So I don't think it's that far fetched to like then go to the round table and come forward with this information. Sorry if he didn't feel comfortable with some of you right then and there, but now he's doing what the game requests, which is to talk at the round table, share your information.
Yeah.
And simply because he got it wrong, then he's prime suspect. It's like, are you kidding me? He's not gonna he's gotten it wrong. Plenty of people get things wrong. So I feel like it was this herd mentality that then just became, "Well, it's him because of this." And he's just and then he gave up and you saw the life just be
Yeah.
stripped from him. That isn't
Mm.
because he's guilty. That isn't because he's a traitor. It's because he's literally depressed because he can't even go and talk to people without them walking away. So I'm glad that he finally stood up and was like, "Screw this crap. You don't need to know about my family. You don't need to," because at that point, you're not going to want to talk family or talk. He probably wasn't like that before this. He
Mhm.
broke. He broke because you can't be in that social situation, social setting, be treated that. It feels like shit.
It does.
Oh,
It does. And some people take it harder. Like I always said, like it's weird to see how these people flip personalities back and forth
that was
when everything's going on. But maybe he took it harder because at that point people were like, "Oh my god, poor Portia, it's all your fault." And you take it personal. I mean,
it's
not everybody has the same skin, you know? The people have harder skin. Some people are more delicate about what's going in their life. And I felt like he really felt bad and he tried to like correct it. But at that point, we're what, 4 round tables in and everybody keeps saying his name. Like,
not
what are
only
you doing?
it's like you can be wrong, but still treat him with, like, some respect.
I
That's
did. I did treat him with respect, but not everybody. It's not. I don't feel like people mistreated him because we are all, professionals. But I do understand where he goes like if he was sitting in the corner of the little bench in the breakfast table and we were all eating, nobody would go sit next to him.
that feels like crap. So again, I'm just saying, and there's not a click in this world because I literally thrive on not wanting to be the cool kid. I think there's
Yeah.
nothing like I don't sit by me. There's plenty of times where I would walk and do stuff alone, or I don't care because quite frankly, there was people where it's like, I don't want to be stuck having a conversation with you, nor
Yeah.
do I want to click up with you just so I can look cool. I would
Yeah.
prefer, so I wish that you would have been the hero and swooped in
I
and just,
did.
why weren't you sit
I
like,
always speak so nice about him.
'cause
And
it's hard. It is hard being there, like, "Oh, toughen up," and it's like, I'm glad, like, unleash a little bit more hell. I
I'm
wish I would
sure
have.
I'm sure there's gonna be a point after all this is done that we can talk about the conversations that we had behind the
Yeah,
scenes, you know?
it's gross to watch. It's just like, he got an answer wrong. Big deal. That doesn't
I
mean that we
know.
should
It
just shun
sucks. It
him.
sucks.
It's
I
weird.
feel I feel he was one of my suspects, but I do feel he's a freaking amazing person, and I cannot wait to hang out with him again. I haven't been able to, but it is a game, and some people like I took it hard these 2 episodes because it was more a little bit more
You feel
emotionally
you
loaded for me,
don't it's a
but
game. You feel
but
you
it is
got
a game, and that's why I kept pouring all weekend, and
that's not a game though. You won't talk to like, what? You won't talk to someone completely and you walk out of rooms when that's weird. But anyway, that's my opinion. Keep going.
I mean we do the spirits, and
Yeah,
this
tell
is
me
where
about
I
your team.
cried. This is where I cried because we were going. My team were going after the teams that were putting our names out there, right? So Ron thought it was Mora. He put no Moras. And Tiffany was like Monet put her name out, so Tiffany put Monet's name out. And then at the end, there were gonna be 10 people up for murder, and there's slot number 10 empty. And Colton, Kristen, and Mark decided it was me, and I started to cry.
So
I
I was
was so
pissed at Mora. Is it Mora or Mara?
Mora.
She looks like a doll. She's so pretty that she looks like a doll. Anyway,
They put my name out there. I started to cry, and then she goes like, "Oh, he's faking his tears." I was literally crying because this is the first time
I
I got up for murder. There's been 3 murders, and the 3 times I've been safe. This is the first time I'm up for murder, and I was like, after they kill Rob, and after they kill Ian, after they kill Caroline, of course they're gonna kill me.
and you're just paranoid out there sometimes, like, I get it. And you're an emotional guy, like, that did
Yeah.
not come off as, like, fake at all to me. And again, it's just like, we can't control the way that we respond sometimes or the way like, it or no, like, I don't wanna be like, we
And
can't
then be
think
having Colton that's supposed to be on my side,
when it
and
comes to
having
tears, you
Mark
can't.
putting my name out there because Kristen, I got it, but Mark and Colton, I was like, yo.
It hurts, but you can't control when tears are coming out of your eyes and you get emotional. That's the
Yeah.
worst feeling in the world to have to, like, cover your eyes or run away because you don't wanna be seen crying. So just because and I get it, it's like, "You're crying at that? I don't get it." We're all different. I cried every single damn time I saw Ellen's dog. Judge me. So it's just it's I'm an emotional person. You're an emotional person. It's like, I was shocked that she said that, and I'm not, like, trying to start drama. I just was. Were you shocked? Were you like, "Girl."
I mean, people didn't believe I was crying for real. I get that because
Well,
half of these people, like, are not writing with me. So I get it that some of them did not understand me, but
what
um
did you were you surprised by it, though? Were you like, "Girl,
I was surprised that people were coming for me at that point because I was like, I've been
did that
so
hurt
nice
your
to
feelings?
everyone, oh, except Michael, but I was so nice to everyone. And I
Did
was
that
like, why me? I don't know. I mean, but why Tara also? Like,
did that hurt your feelings when she said
it
that?
did hurt my feelings, especially because it was Colton and Mark in that team. I was like, guys, you
No,
will, I thought,
I'm
of
talking about
course.
Maura. Did it hurt when Maura said that?
I didn't hear it until I saw it on the episode.
Well, yeah, so when you watched it, were you like,
Well,
"Eh,
apparently she doesn't love me on the show. On the face, she was good, but on the confessional, she's like mad at me all the time. So it did not surprise me she said that. But I'll ask her when I see her this week.
isn't that crazy when you watch these shows and then it's like" what was the other question that I was like, "Ask" I got it right. Where you watch and then it's like, "Oh, that's what you ooh," but she's just said nothing bad about and that's the thing too, and I said during my like, we don't need to, like, love everyone, and I don't think she comes off as, like, hating you in any way or not liking you, because you say things and that was not bad, or she was
Mhm.
just like, "I think he"
No,
and
no.
which as an investigator, faithful on the show, you should be looking for people's tears and if they're real or not because
Mhm.
hello, Danielle and her Visine, so I get it. So, then yeah, you get jam, jam. So, yeah, it's like, what the heck? And yeah, you're scared. So, of course. So we go back and
And that's when we go. And that's when Monet tells Candice that he thinks Lisa is a traitor. So, I mean, the good thing about what's going on is like, the good thing for Candice and Rob is like the murders that they have been doing now that they have control are murders that, if you think about it, is of people that said Lisa.
there are
Because
people that
Caroline
who?
said Lisa and Monet said Lisa. And I think Lisa maybe like going after these people because they're saying her name when she actually shouldn't go after them.
But with Monet, that I think what they were trying to do is, like, nip it in the booty because it wasn't quite people weren't quite sure yet if it had spread and, like, a ton of
Hmm.
people knew or anything yet. So, like, let's nip it in the butt before. So that
Yeah.
made sense, but also, like, it sucked though. I was sad.
No, I was sad. It was a sad moment for everybody in the morning when it was her because Monet is fucking awesome. and everybody loved Monet. Everybody loved her spirit. Monet is strong as bitch, and she was like everybody would always say like it was Colton, Steven, and Rob are the strongest people, but Monet and
Oh,
Natalie were more like them than everybody gave them respect. When we're choosing like strength in captains and stuff, that's how we always divide them. But
oh,
Natalie and Monet were strong.
why was what? Who was choosing all the men? Why was Natalie not a captain? What the hell
Because, for
season
example,
of
in the boats, we had to divide the boats. So we decided like Colton, Robar, and Steven were gonna be leading the boats. And then when we
okay,
divided,
that's
we divided well for the angels, it was like four groups, and it was like the same happened every time. I don't know why it happened. We only had like seconds to decide.
that wouldn't have sat well on my season. I think there was way too many women that probably would have been like, "Hell no, are these men running stuff?" I know I was one of them. You.
We were trying to
Pers
split the strength. I'm just saying that Natalie and Monet were just
We
as
had, like,
strong.
Nikki Bella, who's stronger than most those men, and you have Natalie, who literally could look at her out there. So it's like,
Yeah.
again, that's just how we think, though, that the men are the ones who are gonna carry us. No, they're not ever with anything. And anyway, so oh, let's talk so Tiffany, so, okay, then we go to the round table. God, we're okay, we go to the round table.
And they go after Tiffany, and Colton go after Tiffany. Tiffany go after Colton, or Tiffany goes for me. It just got
Gosh,
nasty. At that point, I was trying to be a little bit more chill because I was a little bit too hectic on this last round table. So that's why definitely I'm like a little bit more calm. I did appreciate that my people were gonna protect me. And I was like, girl, like she came out for me hard. And I got a little bit surprised. I hadn't seen that side of her, and she gave great TV and great art. Like I wish I had the energy that day to come for her as hard as she answered me. Because I was surprised because I found it a little bit disrespectful the way she talked to me. And I know she was like a little bit, in danger and all her alarms were going off, but it took me by surprise. And
what did she
at
say to
that point,
you?
I wasn't even thinking about making good TV. At that point, I was like, what's going on?
Yeah,
Like,
sometimes we're human and we have to like stuff hurts us and so we can't really have like a one-liner appropriate. What did she say mean to you? I felt like the only
I
one
was
I
like,
was
I am not talking to you. I am talking to Colton. I was like, we're talking. I was like, no, I'm not talking to you. But the way she said it, and then she goes like back to Colton and she started explaining, and then I was like, and now I'm talking to you.
no.
And I'm
Yeah,
like, it just felt, I know, and they keep replaying these clips on Instagram and social media. And
it sucks when you're the one on the receiving end. You feel like a little
no, because it's good the way she's saying it, but she's saying it to me.
yeah, so it hurts.
And
So
I
it, like,
didn't I didn't believe at that point that I deserved that kind of energy from her. Like, go
it
say it
just
to
like
somebody else.
it just came kind of fast, the like anti-jam jam thing.
Like,
She, she really felt you were a traitor, it sounds like. But again, like go like traitor angel y'all up, but she didn't pick you as like the angel that she wanted to be like flying with.
whatever, but she
I
became
didn't
I would not have done that to her. I don't know.
I
And
didn't
that's
wanna
when I get so mad because was the one that was there. Why the gamers did not get together? I was like, I was okay with the gamers. The gamers were not okay with me. And that's the kind of stuff like I go back to. I was like, that's why I got mad that Rob said that. Or like Tiffany said like that to stuff in the table because I was like, why are you picking me as the person you need to be mad at?
well, I understand why like, I'm sure Rob didn't feel like y'all were, like, best friends out there and felt that way.
I felt I
I don't
was,
I
whatever.
don't know what happened well, no, no, no. He but again, he felt I don't know what Tiffany's thing was with you, though.
Because she thought I was the one. But one thing is you thinking that person is a traitor because I'm sure nobody screamed at Donna like that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knew Donna was a traitor, but people were not being an asshole to Donna. So
Yeah.
you can think I'm a traitor, but you don't need to be an asshole to me because you
Okay,
think I'm a
same with
traitor.
same with Ron. You can think he's a traitor, but you don't need to literally act like he has the plague or you know what I'm saying? It's just
So I
it's
thought
the
it was
way
very poor of taste the way it happened.
and you can feel that way. I was more pissed at Colton, but to be honest, I was. I felt like the is there 2 T's at the like and it is true, like,
No,
there
that's good. 2 Fs. Because at
well,
that point, that's the energy. that was going on. They were vibing, and the argument was at that level. So if it escalated to that between the two of them, it was a good comment he said that. And he was a good comment she said he didn't think was smart. And then he said he was dumb. Like if they were like at that level, then good. It was entertaining. But whatever. You know? Oh, you want to say more. But
No, we are following rules. So, yeah, but I think she sounded great. I do. I think she sounded great, and it
no,
was like
she sounded amazing. I used to tell her, I was like, girl, you have so many good one-liners, because she would like say this stuff. Like she's fast at it, you know?
yeah.
But with me, I can be funny. I can be like a little bit of a clown. I can be, chaotic, like because I want to have fun. But I am not that kind of person that is thinking, "Oh, I just said the best line ever." Like I
I
don't do
can't
that.
either. Yeah,
I
so
don't do that.
maybe we're jealous of everybody that can.
I'm
No,
not
I just
jealous. I was offended.
and I just think that there's some people too that can like play it off, and Monet is one of them as far as like
Yeah,
the where Monet will say things and it just comes off as natural. It comes off as like,
yeah,
yep, that makes sense versus some people where it's like, shut up, you would never ever say that. So stop. And some people who just don't need to like have one like you don't need to have like a tootie papa papa. You don't need it. Um so that happens, and I thought it was a really beautiful moment. I loved how she talked about being a single mom. I
yeah,
loved how she wasn't afraid to be like, "I need this money," because as you know,
yeah,
being out there, well, I feel
yeah.
like you own a salon, you're rich, but like, you
Not
know what? You know what I mean? It's like that that's not me though. That's not and I think a lot of people wanna go out there and, like, even the gamer people, like, "Well, we wanna dress cute and we wanna" but we are not them, and it's very much what we know that,
mhm,
and we do care about the money, and we do need this money, so I thought
yeah,
that was just cool of her to say and not act like, "I could take it or leave it." She was like, "No, I'm a single mom," and that's just like, I respect that because so many of those people, like, don't give a crap about the money, and that is they're rich and they are that's fine, but we do care, and so
I agree.
it
I
was
agree.
heartbreaking. It's like she
I
needs the
agree.
money. That's what
Especially
sucks.
also on top of the money, we are gamers, and we got to play Traitors because we did good in our own games, right? So we don't want to go back and do bad, right? Um, some of these people are like, "This is a gig. I was there. Thank you. I have fun." Because we are like, "Do you need us there 100 days? We'll do it. Yes." To
Yeah,
them,
no,
it's
I know,
like, "Oh, I'm done. Let me go back home."
but
You
I
know,
think that's sometimes the gamers, can be like the downfall too, is like they're gaming almost
we're
like
too competitive. Yeah, we don't see it. You need
and
to
then you're
be.
not shown because 'cause you're being boring or you're being too competitive, but, like, yes, you want to again, you wanna, like, do well in the game, but look at who you're playing with. It's not
Mhm.
the
Yeah.
same as Big Brother. It's not the same as Survivor. So don't expect to be working and having these alliances with people who don't even know where they are or get the
Because that's the
game.
thing. Then you go to them and then you strategize. Because this is what happened to Tiffany. You go to them and you strategize, and they look at you like you're the one that it's wrong and evil, you know?
Well, and
So,
that's literally, in my opinion, that's Colton, like, yes, watching last season and, good. Watching last season, watching probably the other season, looking at Pilot Pete. I'm not just saying this because everyone says it. I do believe this. And then went out and wanted to be like I'm gonna be the faithful, and I get it too. He's playing the game. He's doing what he should. He's going hard because if you're out there, you may as well play, blah, blah, blah. But if there's something about him where as I watch as a viewer, it's like the authenticity or that like genuine feeling where you just get when you watch someone and you're like, "Wow, I'm rooting for him." I'm not. I'm like, "Be quiet." Like there's that lack of humility and Michael literally says this and yes, Michael he had good things to say sometimes, but he called him out on that. Like, "You just got that wrong and you're over here like
yeah.
coming at people again. Calm
And it
down."
would have been awesome to hear Michael say that stuff and pay attention to it if he wasn't as loud and obnoxious as he was every single
Oh,
day.
Oh, Michael, 100%. It's again, he's has room to talk with that because he's loud as hell, but I am just saying, whereas, like, if we're to compare him to Dylan, Dylan legit was a quiet person. Dylan legit was an introvert. Dylan legit, he's a Survivor fan, he loves those shows, and it was just so much more genuine where he wanted to play the game and he wanted to investigate and he wanted to, but his
Yeah,
face would turn bright red when he was wrong, and he would, stutter on his words sometimes or stumble, and he'd be quiet. He was really quiet when he spoke.
yeah.
Colton seems like he just wants to hear the sound of his own voice, and there's a difference between rooting
I
for
feel
Dylan is a
that you feel
lovable.
like that because a lot of what Colton is saying, um, because a lot of what Colton is saying, our group thought so. It was not only Colton. It is easier probably for the story to be led through Colton's point of view. But what I can say in favor of what you're saying is that some of
Yep.
the times I would see Colton talking with people, I was like, don't talk to everyone, Colton. You don't need to say what we're gonna do to the whole 23 people.
So maybe he was just excited to be there and play.
No, he
It's
was
a
playing hard. Yeah, more harder because Natalie and I and Monet and Caroline understood that if we just say to the group that we need to, that's enough. You know?
It's just something about him. I don't know. I don't know, and I don't wanna compare him to Dylan, but, like, if let's just say we did, the conventionally attractive white man who I'm just being
Hmm.
honest. It's hard for me to, like, be like, "Yeah," and because he just seems so cocky and so not humble with everything. That's all. That's how
He
it
was
comes off.
very, I'm not gonna say cocky. He was very assured
Of
that what
course,
he was doing was working.
and it wasn't, and it didn't matter that he was just wrong, and again, that's great. When you fall, get back up and try again, but yes, that does kinda, like, come off as a little bit, like, cocky, and not in a lovable way, when you literally were just wrong and you're like, "Well, I'm gonna go out swinging again." It's like, just calm down a little bit, but it's like that just confidence, just feel like he can do that. Again, it just comes off a way where it's like, I ain't rooting for that, you know? I'm just being whatever, I don't I'm watching as a fan, I
I
don't care.
mean, I was on his side. I mean, I was on his. So I understand what you're saying, but I feel like a lot of us were saying the same thing. It's just that
Colton's the hero.
right now the POV of the fight is being led through his eyes. Yes.
But but sometimes, like, even if you pick, like, your little, like, retriever for the role of the hero, sometimes it just no, like, you can't get behind it, and I don't know what the vast I don't know, like, maybe there's people who are like, "Wow, he's just like Dylan," and they're like the heck no.
I
You're
don't
like,
think people are saying that. I don't think we were saying that.
okay,
Um,
well, I'm just saying, like, conventionally attractive, like, white man who's younger and
yeah,
who that's all I'm saying. So it's like pilot
yeah.
we have one every season, who's gonna be the most faithful of the faithful? Doesn't he call himself that? So I'm just saying.
No, I never said that. The only person that said that was Michael. So we take Tiffany out. She's a faithful. We go and we do the challenge with the blood fountain.
Are we on episode 5 now?
Now we're going to episode 5. So after that murder, we go to bed. Everybody's of course mad at Colton because of whatever, but she wasn't. I mean, she wasn't working with me. Sorry, Tiffany. You don't like me. We can talk about it later. But I did like you, and I think you're awesome. But I did not like the energy you were bringing to me, so I was happy she wasn't there. Um, we go to bed, and when we wake up, Monet goes out, and we already said about that. And that's the day I'm wearing the red outfit, like a little bit more like James Bond kind of stuff with the red checkers. And we have the challenge with the fountain where we divide into groups,
Mm.
and there's shields at the bottom of the statues. And if we get one, then nobody is safe or one person is safe. I was so tempted. But you have to see if we do take one or not because it hasn't been shown yet.
You do, and I don't know if you do for sure, and whatever the heck, I clearly and I again, we'll see. But come on, first of all, you can't trust anyone. I would have been hiding every dang shit. Like, are you kidding me? Because it's one of those things like I'm not if I see a shield and it's right there and I don't take it, like, why would you even risk that? "Oh, so we can" Pff, please, you have
So
to always look out for yourself. So I
I'm so
hope
happy. Yeah.
hope you took
But
one. I hope everyone took one because you really are gonna trust that this entire group of people aren't gonna take a shield and then you're screwed because you're busy trusting a bunch of people that you don't truly know. Heck no, grab that shield. And if you didn't and hold it up held out hope, that's why I'm glad that Natalie, they show the part where she ain't beating around the bush. She's like, "I can tell Dorinda wants it. I want it too. Let's go." And obviously they don't show what happens, but I pray that she took it.
Yeah,
And you
you have
did
to
too. I
wait.
hope everyone
You have
took one.
to wait for it, Caroline Wigger.
So annoying. Anyway, so
I mean,
that
those
was
statues were very heavy. Some of them were really far apart. I'm having that the two closest statues out of the 8 statues were the ones that my team had to go search.
yeah,
'Cause some
good.
of them were, like, so fucking far.
It's hard.
Um, it's hard. These challenges are hard. I thought some of them were harder than Survivor challenges, but whatever. Um,
Really?
yeah, because the distance of the stuff we had to run and stuff, maybe I was like, because Survivor is hard because we're hungry, but it's the distance is not huge.
Oh, yeah, there were some, but I feel like I must have been hiding on the side or something, and
You were in the turret. Um, so we go in, and that's when Colton and Michael had this fight in the kitchen, and I was there. And by this point, I don't know if you noticed episode 4 and 5, Michael and I are not fighting.
yeah, that was good. Which then that's probably why I
Because
was moving for a little bit.
yeah, we kind of like, chill a little bit for the good of the castle. But then I didn't know what was gonna happen at the round table, and I wish hadn't chilled down. And that's when he said, to Colton, he said, "If somebody can keep a secret, it's you." And that was fucked up because half of these people on the round table are gay or gay allies, or most of them are gay allies. And it's Alan, and the show is like super campy and gay. And you go to Colton and say, make fun of him being in the closet, like maybe make fun of Colton, whatever. But don't use that as a joke because being in the closet is not a joke.
No, 100. So
So
do
I
you believe
literally was the one that started saying to people, "You heard what he said? Do you hear what he said?" And I started to cry because I take that very personal. And here's the thing, Caroline, I'm gay. In case you didn't know, I've never been in the closet. Thank God, my family has always been very accepting. I talk about it on Survivor. But after winning Survivor as a gay man, after so many years of a winner not being gay, or it was Richard, Todd, and then 14 years later it was me. Um, I got a lot of DMs. I got a lot of DMs of
yes,
people saying to
yes.
me, I was like, watching a gay man that is not like an Adonis or perfection or anything, like with my body and my personality and me being, more normal,
You're normal?
brings a lot of, courage for me to come out with my family, especially because these families were watching Survivor and they're watching you and me play together. Being you, always be spearheading the being yourself and being your authentic self. I was being my authentic self.
Mhm.
And we basically gave power to these people that felt weird to be okay with it and be gay or be weird or be themselves or be whoever they want to be. So I did got a lot of messages from mothers that were like, my kid just came out because of you, because you want Survivor. Kids that were like, I was gay and I told my family because of you, and like being in the closet. And I was crying in this round table, and I keep saying this story because being in the closet is not a joke. This ain't Twitter. You know what you said. You're an adult. Man up and take it. And then they show a little bit of people going around it, but everybody said something about having a gay relative.
Yeah, 'cause they
Doreen
of
that
course.
speak about like somebody in her family that's been in the closet for a very long time. Rob talks about somebody in his family. Natalie speaks. Obviously Kristen, me, um, Colton. Everybody says something, and that's when everybody gets together, and we have to banish him because that's unacceptable. As soon as he said that, it was like a dog whistle, like a homophobic dog whistle, like that kind of stuff is not cool.
Ugh. Where it's fun to watch drama and it's fun to watch chaos, but not this type of, like then it gets to a point and again, he, like, way outstayed his welcome. I feel like it was fun, like, the first few episodes, y'all, like, bring it to a
To
10.
everybody, I said me. Uh-huh.
He just got to a point anyway where it's like, "Shut up," and so it's offensive, but it's not fun to watch that type of It's icky. It's like, ugh, this isn't the type of, like
It was very shocking. We go into the bar, I take the bowl, and I was like, "I need all of this," and people start laughing because I'm trying to make light of what just happened, and it was a hard episode to watch because
dark.
I've been dealing
No,
with it for months, so yeah, I don't know.
or not dark, I don't or no, yeah, dark, but, like, and this is real life, and there's people like that, and it just makes me think though too, when they cast people, because we kinda went away from that for a while, like, we don't want people would talk about, like, Russell and, like, "Should he be on it?" People are like, "No," because like, Twitter Russell, everyone hates, and again, I didn't really know a ton about Michael, but, like, there is a lot of, like, it's okay for people to have different opinions, but his stuff is, like, hateful as well, so drama's good, but not this icky kind, so
It was not good, and I'm happy, like, being part of it, I felt like a lot of us grew closer together after that roundtable. After something like that happened, and it was a very hard roundtable to do, is the kind of stuff that everybody got together on it, and everybody was not gonna. I know not everybody voted for Michael. Some people wanted to protect him because
yeah.
they thought Ron was the traitor. But I feel like after that roundtable, we all got together and we literally like have a restart, because the big voice is out. We just went through this unnecessary comment that was not nice.
I'm shocked
Um,
everyone didn't vote him,
yeah, me too, but it's just a game. And
but not in that moment, so then it's,
that
like, just
moment was not a game to me
so
and a
that's
lot
why
of
it's just,
people.
like, across the board, I was shocked that it but yeah.
Yeah, who didn't vote for him? Dorinda, Candice, and Steven. So it's just I was happy that that went down. I mean, I was obviously like annoyed, but yeah,
I'm gonna
I wish
miss
I could
though
say more, but I think I already said more than I can say about the roundtable. But um,
I'm gonna miss the fun drama between you 2, but I do think, though, it's
but it had
just that
already died down. We had like come to a little understanding just to shield up our backs because it was not bringing a good energy to the castle.
yeah, but it's also a good distraction, and I'm just saying, I think, too, whoa, how wonderful would it have been if you all could have been, like, gotten in, like, some sort of a secret duo, but he's too annoying for that crap, am I right? It's 0 degrees out right now, so thank you everybody for joining. It is
We love
so
you.
and I'm hoping for just some positivity. Not and that's the thing, the world isn't always fluffy and positive and great and whatever, but um I hope that we are laughing for the next episode.
Oh my god, it's gonna be so good. It's gonna be
Thank
so
you.
good. I mean, they all are. We just,
They no, this show is literally amazing. They all are, but quit being sad. Okay. All right. Love you. Thank
love you
you.
so much, Caroline. I can't wait to next week maybe talk with Natalie and me and you, and maybe Brittany and Sandra. Maybe we can do like a little round table.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I'll host it. Thanks everyone.
Well, don't freeze your ass off, Caroline,
Happy MLK.
and keep fighting the good fight like you do. I love it. I'm proud of
You know
you.
how
Be
hard it
safe.
is? You
Be
know how hard
safe.
it is to do that right now, right here when it's this cold? Anyway,
I
alright,
know.
love you.
Ciao.